Hello, Tashitale. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. And welcome back to the Lojong session. So, as usual, we take a few moments to conduct some recitations of mantras and prayers. Of course, dedicating for the benefit of all sentient beings, peace and happiness and enlightenment. And especially dedicate to the special kami infinited beings of the southern world. Then to your own family members and friends for their well-being. And we do this practice on the basis of correct motivation of altruism, bodhicitta, and that also we develop on the basis of proper refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So to reflect, to cultivate that while I recite the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janju Badu Dane Gazunche, Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamgi, Dola Penje Sangye Jobaraijo. Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janju Badu Dane Gazunche, Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamgi, Dola Penje Sangye Jobaraijo. Sangye Jodan Zoye Jonala, Janju Badu Dane Gazunche, Dagi Jinzo Yebe Sonamgi, Dola Penje Sangye Jobaraijo. Gange dojene zone tawa damje bambe jire dambe jene denje bang godam de la cha se lo toni ni je zondo jube lama seje seje ganje dende gen chana bemo denje ja zola sowa debzo da ju jinge lo semje damje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembra ju je semje damje dunga dan dunga je ju dan da wa ju semje damje dunga mebe dewa dan mi da wa ju je semje damje nyere ja dan ni dan da we tanyo la ne bara ju ro je semje damje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembra ju je semje damje dunga dan dunga je ju dan da wa ju semje damje dunga mebe dewa dan mi da wa ju je semje damje nyere ja dan ni dan da we tanyo la ne bara ju ro je semje damje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembra ju je semje damje dunga dan dunga je ju dan da wa ju semje damje dunga mebe dewa dan mi da wa ju je semje damje nyere ja dan ni dan da we tanyo la ne bara ju ro je. So especially keep in mind for the dedication of this practice to those who are going through suffering or pain, sicknesses, who are under who are under the suffering of natural disasters, who are facing financial difficulties, relationship difficulties, whatever emotional crisis they may be. So may this practice and the merit that we dedicate from be direct antidote to right away, without delay even a moment, for them to be freedom from there and actualize perfect virtue, peace and happiness and meaning of life. And also those who pass away, especially in last 49 days, we dedicate for them. There are many names have submitted to me to dedicate my prayers. Please also do keep all of them in your prayers dedication, and also even though you may not have submitted the name to me, but through you, if you have witness, you have knew, or any individual here who is attending the teaching live, going through any form of difficulties, we collectively will dedicate this merit for you. Tabje doje jaje re doje shenje mendo doje bujomba seje lumbo tabu zebego shaje jabon den la cha ze lo Daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so Daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so ha daya da om mune mune ma mune ye so Daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so ha daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so Daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so ha daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so Daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so ha daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so daya da om gade para sanga de bodhi ye so Yeah, and also please to keep in your dedication. How true I don't know, but I hear from the news there's a tension going over conflicts between countries, between like a war, etc. So may our collective merit be complete cause to overcome those man-made disasters and suffering such as war. May the world leaders subdue their greed, their anger, their graspings with the nectar of love and compassion, both through the external prayers dedication as well as many cause for their own innate Buddha nature to be awakened, so that prevent from distractions and suffering to the people and to the sentient beings. Yeah. Omo ahon benzang guru bema se de hon. 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 Omo benzaram guru pema sidi Mime zeve derje jereze deme gembe ombo jambe ya de bon mali jumzen sanwen da ganji gembe zuje zonga ban lo san tabe shabla zowan Mime zeve derje jereze deme gembe ombo jambe ya de bon mali jumzen sanwen da ganji gembe zuje zonga ban lo san tabe shabla zowan Mime zeve derje jereze deme gembe ombo jambe ya de bon mali jumzen sanwen da ganji gembe zuje zonga ban Lozan Tabi Shabla Zoat Mime zewe de jen jere se, teme jenbe ombo jambe yang, de bon male jumze sanwen da, kanji jenbe zijen zonga bang, lo san tabi shala zowa. Mime zewe de jen jere se, teme jenbe ombo jambe yang, de bon male jumze sanwen da, kanji jenbe zijen zonga bang, lo san tabi shala zowa. Mime zewe de jen jere se, teme jenbe ombo jambe yang, de bon male jumze sanwen da, kanji jenbe zijen zonga bang, lo san tabi shala zowa. Mime zewe de jen jere se, teme jenbe ombo jambe yang, de bon male jumze sanwen da, kanji jenbe zijen zonga bang, lo san tabi shala zowa. Mime zebe de jen jere ze, teme jembe ombo jambe yang, de bon male jumze sanwen da, kanji jembe zijen zonga ba, lo zan da be sham la zo wa de. Omo mani be me ho, 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 omo mani be me ho. Omo mani be me ho, 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 omo mani be me ho. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo ha, omo dare do re zo. Omo dare do re zo. Tayata omo beganze ma beganze ranza samo gadezo. Tayata omo beganze ma beganze ranza samo gadezo. Tayata omo beganze ma beganze ranza samo gadezo. Tayada 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 omo beganze ma beganze ranza samo gadezo. Omo mare zemazo ha, omo mare zemazo ha, omo mare zemazo ha, omo mare zemazo ha, omo mare zemazo, omo mare zemazo ha, omo mare zemazo ha. Daji jawa damje dan keba yela zambe de denye geme zejun du bala mi jinje lo daja chungme jinje du jo me jo yansa so semde semele chungme. Chiba gwele nyo do jab do zo, jawa deye nyo do dan, wase jema dhup jo ne, dowa je jama le ban, deye salam go barai jo. Jambe Bawa Jeda Jambada, Gundo Zambo de Andijin, the Dagunji Jizon Daloje, Jawa de Damje Rabdungo, the Sonjebe Jawa Damje de Ngo, Kanga Jodonga, Daji Jeve Zawa de Gunja, Zabo Jeje Rabdungo, Warai, Pamazimje Damje, Dendan Denjoje, Medo Damje Dado Donga, Chanjo Zemba Gana Zojoba, the Dagunji Mala Dojoje, Simje Neba, Jineba, Nudonele Dajoje, Duvene Maleba. Tado Juma Mebarai Jo Bedan Zowa Migube Yishin Nobu Bazam Jin Simjere Wagunze Be Samba Jijin Dube Tashi Sho Nimon Dele Zendele Nime Gunya Dele Jin Ninze Tado Dele Kunjo Zomje Tashi Jo. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so today, we are going through a new text, the title by Mind Training, Taking Joys and Pains onto the Path. The text is on the page 213 if you are using the same volumes of text, the Lojong Great Collection text. Yeah, so this teaching in the note, it says that this is a fascinating short text on mind training that employs the well-known Vajrayana meditation of taking death, intermediate state, and rebirth onto the path as the three Buddhas' bodies. The text provides an instruction on how to apply these three Buddhas' bodies meditation for the specifically mind training objective of taking everyday experiences as one's spiritual path. So most of you be very familiar with one of the key practice of Tantra, in particularly Hayasuki Tantric Yoga, the practice of called the practice of three kayas, taking the three ordinary bases within three ordinary bases of ours, the ordinary body, speech, and mind, through the tools of death, intermediate state, and the rebirth, by actualizing the purifications of the impurities of the three base and actualizing the enlightened bodies of our continuum, the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, which is the key practice, most powerful practice. It is also, can be understood from the practice of, taking clear light onto the path. Even though in this particular word didn't mention about taking birth onto the path, intermediate onto the path, but it's understood. So the clear light practice is also referring to the these three, the practice of the three kayas, or also known as taking death onto the path, etc. So, but here in this text, we are not, directly discussing that very profound and a secret practice in order to discuss broadly and elaborately, individual need to receive high tantric initiation, then need to do a proper study, proper channeling of blessing. Then we can get into a proper study of that. But here, the purpose is similar, but purpose is similar, and the technique very much rooted to the high Tantra, but it is suitable for common practitioners, even of those that who have not entered into the tantric or Vajrayana path, even those who have not even enter into the tantric path but have not yet received the high tantric initiation. And this practice can be applied, and it has an equal effectiveness and benefit if we are able to practice accordingly. And in particularly, this very text focus on purifying of our ordinary experiences, or our samsaric experiences, of those of sensual or sensual pleasures, joy, or ordinary happiness, or samsaric happiness, which in actual fact is not a true joy and happiness, but in comparison to the experience of pain, then it is regarded as a happiness and joy, which is comparison to the suffering of pain. It is pleasurable, and we can utilize those pleasures and happiness, taking onto the path using this Lojong tool. Then of course, the samsara itself, the suffering of change, and in particularly the suffering of pain, which is very much together with us, even in our obvious experiences, emotionally, challenges, physically challenges, environmental challenges, which are very much kind of day-to-day experiences. And again, all these experiences, can be taken onto the path, taking into a meaning by the tool of the Lojong practice, and it can be, and all this experience, whether it's joy or suffering, through the Lojong technique, it can be meaningful. Even though it's suffering, but it can be meaningful. So therefore, worth suffering. It is pleasurable. It is meaningful to enjoy the to experience the pleasurable, because it is beneficial, by becoming a path to enlightenment, to liberation. Otherwise, any form of samsaric experience, it is a condition to further samsara, whether it's suffering or pain, or whether it's pleasurable, samsaric sensual experiences, all add up more graspings. And the grasping is very much, infused by ignorance and delusion, and that, strengthen the samsara, that strengthen the condemnation, that condition for us to, continue to experience samsara in future times, you see. So, but if we use the correct tool of antidote of dharma, such as the Lojong practice, then all these experiences become a very useful tool, a very useful phenomena to purify the contaminations, purify the samsara, purify the environment of suffering, so that we able to gather the right causes for, freedom from suffering of pain, freedom from suffering of change, freedom from entire suffering of samsara, and freedom from limited, joy and happiness. Freedom from uh, contaminated, happiness, uh, um, unworth, joy, pleasure, and happiness, and rather, rather we actualize the causes and condition to experience everlasting happiness, uncontaminated, uh, everlasting happiness of path, happiness of cessations, liberations, and enlightenment. So like that. So therefore, even though the wording in this text is so short, but the practice is so profound and really, targeted practice. Uh, um, you know, very concentrated practice, uh, and the way it put, the guide that it put for us to apply is make it so simple and so easy to be practiced by anybody. So therefore that makes the, special uh, characteristic or the quality that comes out from the mind training practices, the Lojong practices. uh, One thing that, in order to uh, bring the maximum benefit out of this practice, if individual strengthen, one's knowledge and understanding and practice in emptiness, because here the main antidote that you use as a tool of the Lojong is the emptiness wisdom. so so I think anyone who have studied Lamrim, who have studied philosophy, who have studied tantra, by now, uh, unless it's someone freshly, learning, Tibetan Buddhism, otherwise, uh, emptiness is something that we always discuss, even though it's one of the hardest subject, even though it is is one of the most profound subject, but it is also a subject that, all the time, we bring into conversation, we bring into learning, and also try our very best to, meditate on it and apply into our day-to-day practices. So therefore, the greater uh, the meditation experience that you have in emptiness, the greater the understanding on emptiness that you have, the greater the effectiveness of, this practice will take effect. You see, so that's to keep in mind. So now, even the title, mind training, taking joy and pains onto the path, it is so meaningful, so meaningful. So that meaning that uh, entire experiences that we go through in samsara, everything become worth experience, including the suffering, because everything can able to take onto the path. You see, like that. So first, I will just read the entire text. Then after that, I will, um, um, give a brief points. If there's any area that we need to do, further discussion, then we will do that. Otherwise, just simply following the text accordingly is very, very easy to understand, and this can take as an exact meditational guideline for us to get into practice. So first of all, um, yeah, so the text is start with homage, the homage to the spiritual teachers or the lineage gurus of this teaching. At the end of the text, there's a compiling of the the different lineage masters. Of course, it goes all the way up to the Buddhas. um, Again, as is one of very unique style of the Indian great pandits as well as the great Tibetan Mahasiddhas. Before they do any composition of spiritual texts, they first pay homage uh, again to accumulate merit and also to clear obstacle to the composition of the text, also to receive the blessing from this writing to the followers, to receive the ultimate benefit. Then I read, for this instruction on taking joy and pain onto the path, you should first generate the awakening mind. So the motivation for this practice has to be right, especially to qualify to be Lojong practice. That means has to be Mahayanic practice. That means the practice has to be useful and beneficial, not only to yourself and the limited just humanity, but the benefit has to be reach out to entire numberless sentient beings, and not only for temporary benefit, but all the way up to the ultimate benefit of full enlightenment. And that will be uh, uh, possible if you generate bodhicitta motivation. So here the text teach about, before you engage into the actual meditation, you should set proper motivation of bodhicitta. So again, this meditation, can be done as a like a retreat kind of form, or can be, just a daily kind of commitment, at least once a day. uh, or you can also do, whenever you are free, whenever you get a free time, uh, while whenever there is experiences, really triggering you, like maybe exceeding joy or exceeding suffering, or adversity comes in your way while walking, while lying on the bed, uh, wherever you may be, right there right there that you can conduct this meditation. Right there, effectively you can take that experiences onto the path. So before do that, just take a moment to generate the bodhicitta motivation. If you know the prayer, was it Sanje Shodo Soji Chonamla, the refuge and bodhicitta prayer, then refresh your refuge, then generate bodhicitta. You can do that. Otherwise, you can just simply remember the two two uh, um, uh, two aspirations of the bodhicitta: the aspiration that oneself, the aspiration to liberate all sentient beings to the state of full enlightenment. For that purpose, that may I, the second aspiration, may I achieve the state of full enlightenment. For that purpose, I'm going to engage. I'm going to take this experience, onto the path. Then you follow by the rest of the meditation guide. Then the text says, then when experiencing joy, identify clearly what it is that what it is that experiences the joy, whether it is your body or your mind. Mm-mm. Um, so mm, mm, mm. So this is very much. Okay, so maybe first I will read, then later I will explain. When experience the joy, identify clearly what it is that experiences the joy, whether it is your body or your mind. So the basis, you identify the basis. Uh, then, since your corporeal body is like a corpse, it does not exist as the enjoyer of that happiness. Yet the mind is empty like the sky, and as such, it is devoid of itself. So it too cannot be the enjoyer of the joy. So therefore, since that which conceive of joy is devoid of itself, recognize what is empty as empty. So this part, the first part of the uh, first part of the two part of meditation. The first stage of the two part of the meditation. So the meditation will, in the main meditation that engage the what do you call, the analytical meditation, and then absorption meditation. So the first one is the analytical meditation. So what I have just read up to now is the section for one to do the analytical meditation. So it's very much you know using the four analysis to examine the true nature of the true nature of the joy. Usually from the philosophical treatise, the 4-point analysis to examine the true nature of the I. Now here, instead of I, you use the object of analysis is the joy. So you analyze on the basis of you analyze the joy on the basis of these four uh, you know what's say 4 points. So the first point is identification of what is to be refuted. So uh, here, when we experience the joy or the pain, very much we apprehend, grasp as an inherent existence, as an intrinsic existence, as a true existence, as a dualistic existence. Very much either um, overall within the aggregates, or either within the selected aggregates such as mind or the body, or it is coming from somewhere from outside, such as from someone else. uh, you know uh, the condition that cause you to experience the joy, then we grasp as if the joy is coming from out there, like such as joy coming from eating pizza, like that. So in any way, the first point is identification of what is to be refuted. Second point is determining the mood in which I could exist. Third, third, I as one with the aggregates. Fourth is I as a different from the five aggregates. So now here, the joy. First identify uh, uh, what really has to be refuted on the basis of this joy, on the basis of apprehending the I, or on the basis of the experience of the joy. Then second, you determine where the joy exists within the body, or yeah, within the body, without the body, within the mind, within the individual aggregates or whatever, So examine the mood. So what are the moods? Sorry. So second one is determine the mood in which the I could exist. So what are the mood? If I exist, I should be exist, uh, you know, in the body, in the mind, or out of the body, isn't it? So very much, there are only few areas, within, without, the aggregates. That those are the mood, uh, where possible of exist of the joy. Then third one is joy as one with aggregates, or joy as one with, where the joy coming from. If it's coming from external, um, factors, situations like such as good news, etc. Then whether the joy as one with, with those factors or not. Then the fourth is, uh, whether the joy as a different from those factors. You see, whether the joy are from different from those factors. So using this, four point of analysis to examine, uh, to 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 bring about the result of, you know um, the grasping, result of grasping, onto the joy. So that way, uh, you're able to, realize emptiness of the joy, the emptiness of the experience. You see, uh, by doing so itself, you are taking the experience of joy onto the path. You see, and you can also use the seventh, fold analysis of emptiness, in the philosophy scripture. um, Given the example of, chariot, to analyze, you know uh, through the analyze whether it is inherently exists or truly exists or not, on the basis of this, seven faults, or the seven, yeah, seven faults. So in the text, if we use the chariot, then the first one is, the chariot is one with its part. The second one is the chariot is different from its part. Third one is the chariot possess its part. Fourth, the chariot is the part dependent upon the chariot, um, yeah, dependent upon, chariot. Then the fifth, the chariot is that which dependent upon its parts. Then the sixth, the chariot is this mere collections of its part. Then the seven is the chariot is, merely it is shape. So now, instead of a chariot, you use the joy, to actualize the analysis, whether the joy, uh, you know, whether the joy truly existing or not, whether the joy inherently existing or not. So, the result of, using these techniques to analyze, one will come to a understanding, uh, come to understanding the chariot is free of inherent existence, free of intrinsic existence or dualistic existence. You come to a conclusion that chariot, or would say, the joy do not exist inherently. So you come to a clear understanding, which is called the wisdom of analysis, of understanding, the emptiness of the joy. You see. So in another word, um, like how we, how usually, we use, those, like, there are many quotations, but there are some quotations, like such as Nargajuna's precious Garland, that which we often use when we meditate, when we do the analytical meditation on selflessness of a person. uh, that the quote says, the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not wind, not shape, not space, not consciousness, and not all of them. Other than that, there's no person. You see, so here you use the same um, same um, the wordings that presented by Nagarjuna, that simply you replace with the joy, in the person. The person is not earth, not water, etc., etc. So you bring about the person is completely empty of uh, inherent or true existent, like that. Then the wisdom that using these four bases of analysis, or the sevenfold analysis, you come to a conclusion, like again, just as what Nagarjuna says in the Precious Garland, just as a person is not real due to being a composite of the six constituents, so each of the constituent also it is not real due to being a composite. The aggregates are not self, they are not in it, it is not in them. Without them, it is not. Without them, Um, it is not mixed with the aggregates like the fire and the fuel. Therefore, how could the self exist? So, similar way, you use the joy, to understand in this way. Again, from the same text, it says, just as when a banana tree with all its part is torn apart, there's nothing uh, there's nothing uh, yeah, just as when a banana tree with all its part is torn apart, so then you come to a finding of non-existent of the banana tree, isn't it? So when a person having the six constituent is divided, it comes to a same understanding. So therefore, the conqueror said, all phenomena are selfless. Since this is so, all constituents have been delineated as a selfless for you. So uh, by by delineating uh, the joy, inherently or truly existent uh, of the body, in the body, of the mind, in the mind, let's say, of the mind, uh, then uh, from the condition, from the condition that conditions such as the situation or the or any action that you perform brings about joy and happiness. When you delineate it, when you negate the true existent, the joy true existent in it, true existent from it, it will bring about the wisdom of understanding the emptiness of joy, wisdom of understanding of lack of inherent existence of the joy, so 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 whenever that you come to even a moment of awakening, uh, knowing the truth of the existence of the joy, which is the emptiness, it brings the benefit of purifications of impurities, the samsara. Uh, it create the merit, uh, the merit of wisdom that that will lead to actualizing the dharmakaya, which is the Buddha's wisdom body, the enlightened state. So that's how that you bring joy onto the path. You see, you bring joy onto the path, through this Lojong meditation. So this first part is the analytical, aspect of meditation. You see, so if individual, can't remember, those Nagajuna's, teachings, those quotations, or those, points, then simply, try to apprehend that joy that I'm experiencing. It carry the nature of, interdependent arising. So therefore, it is void of inherent existence. Therefore, it is void of intrinsic existence. You know, uh, so therefore, it exists. Uh, it exists merely in the name, merely label, through the correct, basis of conditions, that bring about this experience of joy. So ultimately, there's a joy, but which is non-existent of joy. There is a joy which exists, but it exists in the non-existent of the joy. You see, so it exists, the joy that exists interdependently, but non-exist exists interdependently. That existence of the joy do not exist inherently. So therefore, joy exists, but then do not exist. Or in another way, joy do not exist, but exist. You see, so 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 through this analytical meditation, then come to a solid, confirm, correct, understanding of how the joy exists, which is the emptiness of the joy. The wisdom that understand the emptiness of the joy. So that is the conclusion of the analytical meditation. So now when you come to that conclusion, then that wisdom of that wisdom that you gain from analytical meditation just done, you take that as an object of your absorption meditation. You see, you move forward, you move towards the move towards the uh, more subtle state of meditation, more profound state of meditation, which is the absorption meditation. The object of that absorption meditation is the wisdom that you gain from analytical meditation. So now, when you obtain the object of absorption meditation, that which is the wisdom you just obtained from the analytical process, then uh, then I will read through the text, which is the section that you do the absorption meditation. It says, then place your mind. Place your mind to what? Where? Place your mind to the wisdom that you achieve through analytical meditation, which is the wisdom you gain to understand emptiness of the joy. You see, so wisdom that you understand the emptiness of the joy, not the emptiness of the joy. You see, so here are two different things. Not the object of absorption meditation is not the emptiness of the joy. The object of meditation of your absorption is the wisdom that you apprehend, or wisdom that you understand emptiness of the joy. That is your object of meditation. So you place your mind onto that wisdom. So you place your mind onto that wisdom. How uh, how your meditational mind plays onto object of that meditation? In what way? In what kind of experience? in what kind of picture? The meditative mind, when placed onto the object of that meditation, the wisdom of emptiness on the joy, then in the manner of lucid, pure, relax, and settle, in that kind of experience, in that kind of manner. And that is what you call as a placing your absorption mind, or placing your absorption meditative mind onto the object of your absorption meditation, which is the wisdom that you gain from analytical meditation. There's that completely, completely in the experience of you know it's like completely empty. It's very much like yourself experiencing, you are reach up to the middle of the space, where completely void of, any tangible things, including of the mountains. You see, in any direction that you look is end by, is end by endless space. So that kind of vastness, luminous, clear, empty, complete pure, because there's nothing to be grasped. There's no object that can be grasped, can be hold on to. There's no confusion, even the kind of, like small idea of one tiny red dot or black dot in your awareness is completely pure, only, it's completely luminous. You see, so there's no influence of any kind of thoughts, except, that lucid, pure, relaxed, settled idea that you carry. You see, then both your body and mind, basically entire existence, in and out, entire existence is completely pacified. You see, there's no hearing of sounds, there's no feeling of something is kind of like touched. You see, there's nothing like kind of like obstructive, both externally as well as internally in thoughts. It's completely relaxed in freedom, freedom of any obstacles. You see, and completely settled, carrying a weight that nothing can shake you, nothing can shake, every existence that related to you, that nothing can shake you, nothing can disturb you. You see, whether through the thoughts, there's no possible that conceptual thought will kind of harm you. Any other ideas will harm you. The only awareness so settled, because the only awareness that you carry is that lucid, pure, relaxed experience. Completely entirety of your system is occupied with that. Okay, so this is the experience of this is the experience of when you get into absorption meditation. you can do absorption meditation in any, different topics, but here we're talking about absorption meditation on emptiness, especially on absorption meditation emptiness. This is the feeling, this is the idea that we need to have, you see. So this is what mean absorption, observing into the wisdom, observing into the object of your meditation, you see. So this is the feeling. So this is very important, very, very important, very, 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 very simple, little word, but it's profound and makes sense. So now the duration of meditation, on this absorption meditation, you do for as long as you can in this expanse of emptiness. You see, you do as long as you can. Initially, maybe we're able to do that for maybe a few seconds, maybe 1 minute, 5 minutes, then there may be obstacle to lasting of the lucidness, purity, relaxedness, settledness, both externally and internally. Mental ideas may intrude into our mind, or suddenly mosquito bite you, then physically there's a kind of distraction may occur, you see. But then we keep training into this. If we continue to train into this, then like how the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, straight one sitting for 6 years, went into a meditative absorption on emptiness, that he get to a position that no mental disturbances as well as physical distractions, disturb him. You see. Then another example is, he made such a firm commitment that before he displayed the deeds of enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, when he first went to sit on to the meditation cushion, he made this vow, or he make a firm commitment that I will not get disturbed, or I will not, get up from this seat, in whatever situation it may be, even it may cost my life, I will not get up from this meditation until actualize the full enlightenment, you see. So even the motivation play a great role, even for us to say that at least for 10 minutes I will shut all my internet devices. I will really get into my meditation room, and I will completely get into absorption. That kind of, even the motivation can play a great condition, you see. So for us to train like that, you see. So then eventually we will come to a very much like effortless, getting into the absorption meditation, until as long as you wish, So the best way to so there's a you see, if individual have a certain training in concentration meditation, especially if you have the shamatha training, then absorption meditation is so easy. You see, even you have attained shamatha meditation on other subjects, shamatha meditation, focus meditation on breathing. If you have been practicing settling your mind, focusing on breathing in your day-to-day life, now you use that preliminary practice of first settle your mind through training in breathing. Then after that, then you switch your object of meditation as a wisdom of emptiness in relation to in this teaching is like the joy or the suffering. the emptiness of the joy or the suffering, then you get into the absorption meditation. So that may benefit us to to stay in the meditation, lengthy periods. You see, like that. But then there are also other kind of practitioner that through training in absorption meditation on emptiness can also lead eventually to actualize shamatha. It is also one of very powerful way to develop shamatha. Through training in absorption meditation. You see, so if you take as an emptiness wisdom as object of your meditation, and when you attain the shamatha, then you simultaneously attain special insight. You see, but if you use other kind of meditation object, then when you attain shamatha, not necessarily attain the special insight. So I think this teaching is again there's a special benefit, because the object of meditation is emptiness. If we aspire to achieve shamatha, this is also a very powerful technique for us to achieve shamatha. Beside immense purifications of negativities and immense of accumulations of merit of wisdom, uh, simultaneously, we gain this serviceable mind of shamatha. You see, so like that. Yeah, then place your mind lucid, pure, relaxed, and settled for as long as you can in this expanse of emptiness. This is the method for training the uncontrived, uncontaminated dharmakaya, the Buddha's body of reality. You see, so this can be directly related to the high tantric practice of the three kaya, or lightly translate to this common practice of Lojong, taking all experiences onto the path to enlightenment. Whichever technique, whichever meditation that you do, it will both will create the causes, pure and complete causes for us to achieve the result of dharmakaya, Buddha's pure body. You see, the merit of this practice is so powerful that uh, uh, you will create the causes to achieve the purest dharmakaya, pure dharmakaya, uh, Buddha's body of emptiness, or dharmakaya body, uh, which is uncontrived and uncontaminated, which is that is the ultimate, the purest, the body we can achieve, Buddhahood. You see, so therefore, unbelievable. It's like finding this, finding this text, finding this method and the teaching, you know, is like you found like Mount Meru, more precious than Mount Meru size of diamond or sapphire diamond. You see, or the entire universe filled with gold and diamond. You know, finding this text, finding this method is far more precious, far more beneficial than that. You know, because when by doing this meditation, the power that we accumulate merit, it will bring abundance, happiness, goodness in our even in our ordinary life now. Not only bring the ultimate benefit of dharmakaya, Buddhahood. You see, so unbelievable, precious teaching, unbelievable. You see, so uh, you know uh, when you really refer to this text, it's even just finding this text, knowing this text bring you know innate blissful joy in your heart. You see, it's really, so precious, unbelievable. We all know the essence of the Dharma is emptiness. We all know that Buddha have taught 84,000 teachings. All the 84,000 teachings are taught for preparing disciple to get to know emptiness, to get to understand emptiness, to be able to meditate on emptiness, and to be able to receive the ultimate benefit from emptiness. You see, you see, Buddha is regarded the greatest teacher because of he taught emptiness. Buddha Dharma is regarded one of the unbelievable, most precious, the path that can bring ultimate benefit, enlightenment, because of emptiness. You see. So now here, the method is taking every experiences that we go through into an object of our meditation, the most profound meditation of emptiness of it. So now this part, from the three kaya practice, the dharmakaya practice section is complete. So now the second part, which is the sambhogakaya, from the three kaya practice, the tantric term is sambhogakaya practice. Or the earlier one is the dharmakaya, is taking ordinary death onto the path to actualize dharmakaya. Second one is taking ordinary intermediate state onto the path, actualizing the Buddha's sambhogakaya state. Or the sleeping, in our ordinary day-to-day, the sleeping, the ordinary sleeping taking on the path to actualize dharmakaya, or actualize the success of the clear light, and to actualize the dharmakaya. Then the second one is taking the ordinary dream onto the path to actualize the intermediate state onto the path. By taking intermediate state onto the path to actualize the Buddha's sambhogakaya. Then after that, the third one is the nirmanakaya, which is taking ordinary birth, ordinary awakening, awakening day to day when we wake up, every morning when we wake up, that onto the path to train our birth onto the path. Training our birth onto the path, bring about the actualization of Buddha's nirmanakaya. So this is how the three kayas practice involve. Okay, so now the second part. I read from the text. While in this state, vividly conceive what you experience as a joy to be in essence your meditation deity. And respective of whether your mind is distracted, seal yourself inseparably with your meditation deity. This is the method of training the enjoyment body, which is the means for taming the pure trainees. Wow. Unbelievable, precious. You see? So now, after getting into absorption meditation, then when you come to a conclusion stage of the absorption meditation, in lucid, pure, relax, and settle onto the emptiness of joy, while in this state, then vividly conceive what you experience as a joy to be in the essence your meditation deity. So you see, while you are in absorption meditation, there's a feel of pure, relaxed, settled, lucid. It is also a characteristic of a joy. The joy completely released from any bondage of graspings. So that, during that meditation, you see, that sense of freedom, that sense of joy, that sense of, the early experience, you interpret that. You interpret this experience, this joy, as an essence of your meditational deity. Joy to be in the essence your meditational deity. So if your meditation deity is Vajrayogini, Heruka, Goya Samaja, Yametaka, or Medicine Buddha, or Cheresi, or Tara, or whatever deity, I think at least one of the deity you may feel close to, by now. I think any of the audience here, you may have your meditation deity. So then you translate this joy as the essence of your meditation deity. Let's an example, Chenrezig. You translate into that. And irrespective of whether your mind is distracted, since you're concluding from absorption meditation, then you are awake. You are releasing the one concentrated meditation. Now you are exposing your subtle mind to a grosser mind. Then surely there, as a beginner, surely there will be distractions of other thoughts, isn't it? Distractions of other thoughts may start to arise. Maybe you realize that you are hungry because you've been early morning conducting meditation, and you are completely absorbed into the absorption meditation for so long hour. So your ordinary body, the stomach, is hungry. So that could be the distraction. Or you are so into meditation, observe meditation, until that you find out that you are getting late to your job. Maybe already 1 hour already passed. Whatever distraction may appear since you are concluding observation meditation, seal yourself inseparably with your meditation deity. Right there. Now, you conclude by telling yourself, seal yourself, that I am the deity. I am the Vajrayogini. I am the Chenrezig. So here we give the example of Chenrezig, okay? You say, so that joy, that experiences that you just went through, it is the essence of the meditation of deity, and that is me. You seal yourself inseparable with your meditation deity. You tell yourself, that is me. That is Chenrezig, you see. So inseparable with the meditation deity, oneness with meditation and deity. Okay, so you are oneness, but it comes in the embodiment of, if after that you happen to go into a mirror, look at, you won't see the deity's face, you will still see your ordinary face, isn't it? So it's a kind of manifestation, like the deity has so many different manifestations, isn't it? So you see your ordinary face, but you recognize this emanation as the emanation of that your meditation deity. In essence, it's the same. You see, so this is the method of training the enjoyment body. So this kind of this particular seeing the emptiness wisdom as a one essence with your meditation deity, and recognizing you are oneness with your meditation deity. This is called the practice of Sambhopakaya, or the practice of taking intermediate state onto the path of Sambhopakaya, or taking the dream, as a path of the three kaya. You see, so so here the through the meditation on the emptiness of joy, you actualize the benefit of accumulating the causes to actualize the Sambhopakaya, Buddha's enlightened body. Sambhopakaya, Sambhopakaya state of Buddha's enlightened body. By purifying any impurity or any the obstruction to that. You see, which is the means for taming the pure trainees. So this is this meditation is the way to purify the practitioner, and actualize the purest state of the Buddha's enjoyment body. You see, so like that. It's so simple, isn't it? So simple, so little word, but it's such a yummy practice, isn't it? Unbelievable. So this section complete the second part. Then of course, this, if you translate into High Sukhi Tantric deity yoga practice of the taking, taking the dream intermediate state onto the part of dharmakaya, of the part of the practice of treatises is another big thing, you see. But here we can practice according like that. Now the third one, which is the nirmanakaya. In the text it says, not divorced from this identity, you should dedicate what you perceive as a joy for the benefit of all sentient beings, and recite the following 3 times. The word is, when happy, I shall dedicate my virtues to all. May benefit and happiness prevail all of space. This is the method of taming the emanation body, which is the means for taming the impure trainees. You see, so like that. So now, you are getting out of, once you become, once the joy, once the, the void, once the joy and the void of the emptiness of the joy, the wisdom that you achieve from what you call analytical meditation, bring into absorption meditation. During the experience of the experience of absorption meditation, that void and the joy you bring into actualizations of the Buddha's actualizations of the one essence with the deity, and you become the deity. You become oneness with the deity. Now, from that oneness, oneness of the deity, you manifest into a individual, the emanation, like yourself, and on the base, and that individual, that manifestation, getting out into the world, into activity, such as meeting people, functioning of your activities of body, speech, and mind. Everything you interpret as an illustration of that void and the joy. Everything you interpret as an emanation of the the enjoyment body. Everything is an emanation of the state of the dharmakaya, the emptiness, and the state of the emanation of the enjoyment body, which is solely to bring benefit to the sentient being's well-being. To bring the benefit of sentient beings' well-being. So when you release from the session into this post-session of activity with this idea, is the practice of the nirmanakaya, or the practice of the Buddha's emanation body. In another word, through this transition of practice, you purify the impure activities. You purify impure motivation to the activities, any form of contamination to the function of your body, speech, and mind in relation to anything. And you create the causes through your body, speech, and mind, through your activities, to actualize Buddha's emanation body, which is direct service to the sentient being's well-being. You see, so like that. So therefore, you think like this. Not divorced from this identity, meaning never to lose the divine pride, because during the practice of Sambhavakaya, that you already actualize, you are inseparable from the deity, isn't it? Now, when you come to emanation activity, you cannot lose the divine pride. So therefore, not divorced from this identity, not divorced from that you are being the deity, you are being oneness with the deity, So this idea cannot lose. So that means you carry all the time, you always have the awareness of I'm the deity. Every thought arises, deity's thought. Every speech you speak, deity's mantra. every action that you perform, deities activities. So have to remember. So to the object, whatever places that you see, things that you see as a deity's mandala. Any being you see as a deity. Those females like dakinis, males like dagas. You always have this. You carry this pure view. This is then whatever people talk, you always hear bad speech, right speech. There's no description about that. Everything you interpret as hearing of the deity's mantra, like say Om Mani Padme Hum, like that, or compassion like that. Then every action, movement of others, including the tree moves, including the wind that touches pass through you, or sound, everything that was everything that you see the activities of the deity, activities of the deity, like that, you see. So the colors, whatever color you see, you face the darkness, you face the brightness, all sort of shape, everything that you interpret into the characteristic of the deity's mandala, deity's mandala. So this is what it means, not divorced from this identity. You should dedicate, then everything you should dedicate what you perceive as a joy or benefit of all sentient beings, and recite the following 3 times. If you you can meditate like that, but if you wish to recite, then you recite this word. When happy, I shall dedicate my virtues to all. May benefit and happiness prevail to all space. You can recite like that. Okay, so this is the method of attaining the emanation body, which is the means for taming the impure trainees. You see, so how beautiful, how amazing. It's so wonderful that this teaching make accessible to even those non-tantric practitioners. So this is another amazing thing, you see, because in order to practice these 3 kayas, which is unbelievable, most profound teaching from the High Sri Tantra, not everyone able to do that. First of all, not everyone easily can get the initiation, or then even you get the initiation, not easily get the teaching on it, you see. So so many requirements out there. There's a lot of commitments, etc. So, but this Lojong way of these 3 kayas practice is unbelievable precious. Okay, so this part is very much using the joy. So now the second part is the same thing. The only object of meditation is changed to the emptiness of suffering. You see, emptiness of the pain. So that's it. So I don't have. So the explanation, the meaning is same as before. The only thing is you change the basis of the emptiness is the suffering. So the text says, now, if you experience pain, vividly identify what is the experience, the suffering, whether it is your body or your mind. Since your corporal body is like a corpse, it does not exist as the subject of suffering. Yet the mind is empty like the sky. As such, it is devoid of itself. So it cannot be the subject of that suffering. Then affirm the emptiness of that which conceive of the suffering to be devoid of itself. And while in this expanse of emptiness, place your mind lucid, pure, relaxed, settled for as long as you can. This is the method for attaining the uncontrived, uncontaminated dharmakaya. So that part is the taking suffering onto the path to actualize dharmakaya. Then the second, the Sambhogakaya. While in this state, vividly contemplate what you conceive of as suffering to be in essence your meditation deity, and irrespective of whether your mind is distracted, seal yourself inseparably with your meditation deity. This is the method for attaining the enjoyment body, which is the means for taming the pure trainees. So this is the the suffering, the suffering, taking suffering onto the part of the Sambhogakaya to actualize Sambhogakaya. Now the third, Nirmanakaya, not divorce from this identity, dedicate what you perceive as a suffering for the benefit of sentient being, and recite the following 3 times. When sufferings, I shall take on the pain of all beings. May the oceans of suffering become dry. This is the method for attaining the emanation body, which is the means for taming the impure trainings. So this is the taking the suffering on the nirvana, part to actualize nirmanakaya. So you see, so from here, this Lojong practice has the essence of the 3 kayas practice from High Suki Tantra. This carry the essence practice of the general common Lojong, the Tonglen practice. Then taking impure, body, speech, and mind to onto the path to actualize 3 pure body, speech, and mind of the Buddha. Taking death, intermediate state, rebirth by purifying that, then actualizing Buddha's pure body, speech, and mind. Then purifying or taking sleep, dream, and wake up, into yoga to actualize the Buddha's wisdom, enjoyment, and emanation body. You see, and all this, all this profound and meaningful practice, through the whatever experiences that comes in our way, the joy and the pain, the major experiences that we experience day-to-day life, translating through this meditation, having the essence practice of all those profound teachings and practices. So this make up the mind training, taking joy and pain onto the path. It's an unbelievable practice. So so this complete the teaching here. So this then is the instructions of taking joy and suffering onto the path. The lineage of this is the follows. Penjen Shakyashiri, Turpu Lotsawa, Kenjen Lodakpa, Kenjen Dewa Chamchempa, Rinchen Chakpa, Shenyen, Cheche Sonam Rinchen, and Shunu Gyalchok. Then lineage all the way up to our immediate lineage gurus. So this complete the text. So please read few times and take a still picture, snap picture of the points. And meantime, strengthen our understanding on emptiness. You can use this four point of analysis to examine examine the phenomena in the nature of emptiness, or the 7-fold analysis of emptiness, as I mentioned at the beginning. Or just simply try to understand, at least briefly, what he mean by inherent existence, true existence, independent existence, dualistic existence. Then try to negate that. On the experience of joy and pain, and actualize the negate that through the meditation, through the analytical meditation, and actualize the wisdom of analytical meditation. Then transit into absorption meditation. Then actualize the first part of purification. Then move on to the second part of meditation. Then the third part of meditation. Then you fulfilled, the ultimate benefit of purifying our body, speech, and mind, and actualizing, accumulating solid seed of Buddha's enlightened body, speech, and mind. So you can take this as a meditational guide as much as possible. I think this is, we saw so many meditational guides, so many teachings on emptiness. For I personally find this particular short text is extremely powerful. Yeah. So it's kind of give you an immediate kind of impact. You see, while leaving lasting impact because of emptiness. The merit that we accumulate, the virtue we accumulate, is like sealed permanently, until we achieve the ultimate result. Not like the other virtues. Other virtues, can be destroyed by other emotion, negative emotion. But this practice is like whenever you engage in this practice, because of emptiness, it's sealed into emptiness. So there's another benefit, especially for beginner practitioner like myself. It is so helpful like that. Okay, so thank you very much. So I will stop here. So we do short dedication. May whatever merit that we accumulate individually, collectively, in particular through this session, and all the merit by the past, present, future Buddhas, Gurus, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, and the sentient beings, be a complete cause for numberless sentient beings, be free from ocean samsaric suffering, actualize temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. May this collective merit be a complete cause. This world be free from the pandemic and all the cure be effective. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the frontliners, who care for all the needy people, to always enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, so that they can able to care perfectly, effectively to the needy ones. May this collective merit be a complete cause. At this stage, whoever is suffering from COVID, whoever is going through any form of diseases, any form of challenges, may this merit be a complete cause for them to overcome and actualize good health, long life, and fulfill all their aspirations accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. Anyone who passed away, in particular in the last 49 days, be free from suffering of death, suffering in the suffering of rebirth, and actualize pure land, and there within that very lifetime, they actualize the full enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the world leaders and leaders of organizations, the leaders of a family, and yourself who lead your life, be free from all the negative emotions and fill your heart with full of wisdom of selfless, emptiness, and attitude of loving kindness, compassion, altruism, so that anyone under their leadership can able to enjoy peace, happiness, and virtue. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the good people in this world, like such as His Holiness Dalai Lama, all our spiritual gurus, and all the good people out there, always enjoy good health, long life, and fulfill all their aspirations and the benefit of the sentient being, actualize without delay, even a moment accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the religious institutions like nunneries, monasteries, and the Dharma centers be free from all the inner outer city obstacles, actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve the virtue and Dharma perfectly, both in learning and as well as in practice, in realizations. May this collective merit be a complete cause. May each and every one of us able to, really effectively practice this teaching and able to actualize the benefit of realization without delay, and actualize full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. The dedicate ourselves, the merit, the purpose we dedicate, all lies in the nature of emptiness. So while I recite this some of dedication prayer, please do dedicate if there's any leftover, or if you dedicate any individual dedications for yourself, your family members. Oh, Jawadi, you do the Lama Sanji to Juni to Waji Yamaliba de Zala Gobrajo, Chanju Semjo in Bojimaji Panam Jiji Javani Bame by Kone Kondo Peva, Tony Tower in Bojimaji Panam Jiji Javani Bame by Kone Kondo Peva, Tower in Bojimaji Panam Jiji Javani Bame by Kone Kondo Peva. Kare Rave Govation and the Bena de Omali Jumene Jeres and what in Jazo Shabes, the Badu Tenju to the Jani Jango Javed in your paper, to which Chosonko Velema to do Batazo de Jimondo Shadation. Chizolame Gozera de Nangadele Jojo Yamada Losa, the bedrooms as when you do Mazeta to Jeju Jawakundo Yandalama, the Damage Japan, Satanam, and thereafter. Doja Jani Gomanyo Dojo Bazam Jetam Jetan, the Jujing and Rotam Jetato, one that Janjo Sambakana Suju, but the Takunja Monam to Juro. Simjana Janya Banyo Donel and then you do and then Amado Patato, Juan Mabaju Jame Pavich, that Yamato Kundo, somebody and the Takuji, so Dalo Jawa, the Tatam Gerabdo. The Sojabe Jawa Dam Jedem Ovakala, Chutung about the Daji Java, the Kunja Sambo Gerabdo, Movara. Benanzo Amigabe, Asiano Bazania Simjer, Wako to Besamba Jay to Betaji, the Java Jabba, the Bazubasan in the Manda, the Jabala Chado, just was Samala Chado, title of the names. Omondoro the Zamages of that, don't visit the over the names of the Zamages of that, don't visit the over the names of the Zamages of Chumadi, Jabba, was more than one of the Java to be Jabala Chazal. Shaje on Bodemba, Obama Banja, Shaje on Bodemba, Obama Banja, the Genesis, the Jogo, the Milo, the Bemona, Jemenu, Jo Nimondela, and the Nimepo, and the Conjo, some jet, Jo. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Please take good care of yourself and please take good care of each other. Take care. Bye bye. See you.